Greetings, Truth Seekers. Today I will be reviewing Horus Heresy Book 1, Horus Rising by Dan Abbnet. Spoilers on, you have been warned. Horus Rising has a strong opening, using dark irony and subverting reader expectations in a truly clever way. It shows a galaxy clearly the same as the modern 40k one, but also different, more hopeful and tempered. Many of the core elements of 40k and the Imperium are there, though in a refreshing twist without the open public faith and without as much superstition. Getting to see Space Marines of the 16th Legion battling against a range of foes, alongside a cast of allies on and off the battlefield, really situates the reader in the Great Crusade as it is winding down. With the recent disbanding of the librarians and the general decline of superstition, this book feels almost, scientific. Until, of course, Samus destroys any such notion. Loken grappling with the surreptitious nature of the lodges, but also how they do not seem to be doing anything unspeakably wrong, and how many of his trusted friends are part of it, was good. The War on Murder was a decent side quest into main quest arc, and shows the character of 3 legions, as well as setting up the Angel and the War Master's tragic brotherhood. I found it really interesting to see the way that Horus struggled with his role as War Master, both with how the Lunawolves Legion and its master contend with bureaucrats and oversight and red tape, as well as Horus wondering if he was in the right for offering diplomacy to the Interrex, a supposedly enlightened, though small coalition of humans and aliens. It's really quite tragic when they turn on him after his sword gets stolen by, who could it be? Did I mention Erebus is in this book? Why say this now? No reason, I'm sure. The end is pretty solid, with Horus finally accepting the renaming of his legion to become the Sons of Horus, with the soon-to-be infamous sea green armor, in the wake of his victory and refocusing. The psychology and martial power of the Space Marines, how they can withstand a great deal of harm, and the way they relate to their mortal allies are all quite interesting, as are the cracks when a demon possesses and turns one of their own for a tragic showdown. The ending is bitter, though, cloaked in false hope, for the reader knows what is next. While the story has little in the way of the unnatural terror or even successful predations of Xenos, it must be noted that the horrific side of the Imperium is still there if you look past the thin surface, the servitors and suppression of some of the mortals, for example. Not as bad as it will become, but still present. Besides giving us Horus and Loken and many other Lunawolves and the Legion's culture, as well as the warrior lodges and how they seem way more benign than might be expected, though they are certainly shady, the book also reintroduces us to Abaddon as a surprisingly normal Space Marine captain at this time, shows us the Primarchs Sanguinius and Rogel Dorn, and moreover Sigismund, elements of the Emperor's children, Euphrates Keeler, and is the first appearance of Erebus, as well as Samus. However, the book is not perfect. Some parts are odd in their wording or bare of detail, owing to the heresy not being fully developed. Hastur Sejanus, introduced as a dead hero and Horus's beloved son, is jarring, since we are not given much reason to care about him from launch. This book is the first time he is mentioned. Loken being so skeptical of psychic phenomena is weird, since astropaths, xenopsychers, the Emperor, and formerly librarians were all things the Imperium was experiencing. If the intent was for the Interrex to be a serious counterpoint to the Imperium, this also falls down since, while, to be fair, they do have some very advanced tech, and client species they do work with, and some understanding of chaos's dangers, they still are both ultimately too weak to defend themselves in a hostile galaxy, and what is more, they start a war and throw away diplomacy just because a museum piece left out in the open got stolen, without any serious investigation or attempt for a diplomatic solution. I also kind of wish that the war had gone on longer, perhaps been its own book, and maybe they had become playable on the tabletop, but the novel came out 6 years before the Horus Heresy Warhammer 40,000 tabletop rules did. While the Primarchs are very cool, it is not fully revealed yet what makes them so much more than just really big chapter masters who are gene seed sources. Still, Horus Rising I think just barely gets into A tier and serves as the definitive way to get into the Horus Heresy and a decent entry into Warhammer 40k if you want to see it from the past era. As ever, thank you for watching, and please like, share, and subscribe, and always ground yourself in the sources.